The BJP announces its list of candidates for 4 states. Minister Babul Supriyo, BJP MP Lokit Chatterjee drafted for the Bengal polls. Actor Khushbu Sundar finds a place in the BJP's first list of candidates for the Tamil Nadu Assembly election. There's no stopping me, says Mamata Banerjee. She holds a rally in Kolkata on a wheelchair, warns a wounded tiger is more dangerous. No evidence that Mamata Banerjee's injury was due to an attack. Security was not properly handled, says the EC. The police officer in charge of the Chief Minister's security is suspended by the Election Commission. Denied a ticket, the Kerala Congress Women's Unit Chief resigns, shaves her head as a mark of protest. India logs 25,320 fresh COVID cases in a day, the highest in 3 months. The Maharashtra Chief Minister issues a warning of another lockdown. As the state reports over 16,000 cases, Delhi records over 400 cases for the 4th consecutive day. And Sir Vivian Richards thanks Prime Minister Modi for providing COVID-19 vaccines to the Caribbean region. The top story today, Mamata Banerjee made her first public appearance after sustaining injuries to her leg during a rally in West Bengal's Nandigram, where she conducted a roadshow on a wheelchair, warning that a wounded tiger is extremely dangerous. Meanwhile, the EC says there's no evidence that the Bengal Chief Minister was attacked at Nandigram and suspended the Director of Security over lapses.
A picture speaks 1,000 words. This one, a force multiplier. On a wheelchair, on the main streets of Kolkata, the streets where she can outwalk anyone. Mamata Banerjee, fighting for a 3rd term as Bengal Chief Minister, fighting, she said, for democracy, fighting like a wounded tiger.
হৃদয়ের যন্ত্রণা অনেক বড়, গণতন্ত্রের যন্ত্রণা অনেক বড়, সারা শরীরেই আমার কালো কালো চিহ্ন ভর্তি। আমি হুইল চেয়ারে ভাঙা পায়ে আমি সারা বাংলা ঘুরে বেড়াবো আর খেলা হবে।
This on a day the Election Commission ruled that Mamata Banerjee had been injured not in an attack but in an accident and shunted 3 officers for lapses in her security. But on the streets, no one was listening.
Election Commission, Supreme Court, সমস্ত ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল এগুলোকে এই সরকার নিজের মতো করে পরিচালনা করছে।
The BJP unmoved by the wheelchair. After the EC ruled, it relaunched its attack on Mamata Banerjee for playing victim.
ये विक्टिम कार्ड तो हम लोग देखे हैं कि अगर उसको पूरा अभी जो लक्ष्य है वो लक्ष्य से वो पूरा बाहर हो गया है, वो डर गया है कि 21 में तृणमूल सरकार नहीं आएगा, इसलिए ये विक्टिम कार्ड चल रहा है।
Mamata is known to have her finger on the pulse of the people. She did not wheelchair 5 kilometers through central Kolkata for nothing. Will the BJP be able to derail her in her race for Bengal? In Kolkata with G.D. Shankar, Monideepa Banerjee, NDTV.
Meanwhile, Home Minister Amit Shah held a mega roadshow in Kharagpur in West Bengal this evening, which saw a huge crowd. The state BJP chief Dilip Ghosh, the party's General Secretary Kailash Vijayvargiya, they were also present at this event, where the Home Minister waved at the spectators and showered rose petals on them as the candidate for Kharagpur Sardar constituency, Hiran Chatterjee, who's also a film star, stood by his side.
निश्चित परिवर्तन होगा। 200 से ज्यादा सीटों के साथ भारतीय जनता पार्टी मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में यहाँ सरकार बनाने जा रही है। 2017 से बंगाल में घूमता हूँ। निश्चित बंगाल की जनता परिवर्तन चाहती है और इस बार यहाँ भारतीय जनता पार्टी का विजय।
And it was a day of rally hopping for the Home Minister. Speaking earlier in Assam, Mr. Shah attacked the Congress for what he claimed was its alliances with the communal forces. And attending a poll rally in Margarita in Assam, the Home Minister claimed that in the last 5 years, the BJP has made Assam Andolan Mukt, and if given a chance in the next 5 years, it will make Assam Flood Mukt.
मित्रों, कांग्रेस पार्टी को आपका दिया हुआ एक एक वोट बदरुद्दीन अजमल को मिलेगा और बदरुद्दीन अजमल को मिला हुआ एक एक वोट आसाम को घुसपैठियों से भर देगा। आपको तय करना है कि कौन सी पार्टी चाहिए, घुसपैठ कराने वाली पार्टी चाहिए या घुसपैठियों को उखाड़ कर बाहर फेंकने वाली पार्टी चाहिए। मित्रों, ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी ही कर सकती है।
Union Home Minister Amit Shah held 2 rallies in Assam today, and he launched a straight attack on the Congress and more so on Congress ally Maulana Badruddin Ajmal led AIUDF, because he said that how can Congress think of making Assam free when it has partnered with Ajmal. In fact, Amit Shah went on to question the Congress on its alliance with Muslim League or ISF in Muslim League in Kerala and ISF in Bengal. So kind of Amit Shah tried to link the situation and the alliance of the Congress in other poll-bound states with that of Assam. In fact, he also claimed that when the BJP government came to power, it ensured that Assam actually became Andolan Mukt. And this time he promised that Assam will be flood mukt. So making promises and also attacking the opposition. These seats which will go to polls in the first phase, the 47 seats out of 126 are very crucial, because watchers believe that whoever takes the lead in the first phase would eventually perhaps go to form the government. And in the previous election in 2016, the BJP and its allies have done tremendously well in this region, winning 35 out of the 47 seats. They would not only would like to retain but capitalize, whereas the Congress, which is the main party from the alliance fighting in these seats, would like to regain ground. Not only Amit Shah, even Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh was in Assam. He held a couple of rallies, and Rajnath Singh also claimed that the improvement in the law and order situation has allowed more development in Assam.
And the BJP announced 27 candidates lists for the Bengal poll. The list include 4 MPs, including Loket Chatterjee and Swapan Das Gupta. Babul Supriyo, a singer turned politician and the junior environment minister, will contest from Toliganj in Kolkata. The heart of the state's film industry, actor turned politician Loket Chatterjee will run from Chinsura in the Hooghly district. Swapan Das Gupta from Tarkeshwar in the same district, and 4 celebrities are also part of the BJP's list, including actor Yash Das Gupta, who will contest from Chanditala, Hooghly, and actor Payal Sarkar from the Behala East. And in Tamil Nadu, the BJP released its first list of 6 candidates for the upcoming polls. Actor Khushbu Sundar has found a place in the BJP's first list of candidates. The actor-politician who had quit the Congress last year after writing a strongly worded letter to the party chief Sonia Gandhi will be contesting now from Chennai's Thousand Lights constituency. The BJP chief L. Murugan is contesting in Dharapuram, that's a constituency in Tirupur district, and also a DMK MLA who joined the BJP on Sunday will be contesting from North Madurai. And the BJP will be contesting on 115 seats in the upcoming Kerala Assembly elections, and the rest of the 25 seats will be left for 4 alliance partners. Metroman E. Sridharan will contest from Palagad. The Kerala BJP chief K. Surendran will be contesting from 2 constituencies, that's Manjeshwar in Kasaragod and Koni in Pathanamthitta, while the former state BJP chief Kummam Rajashekharan will be contesting from Nimam seat, the only seat the BJP won in the last elections. Nimam is from where the BJP won its first and only MLA in 2016. And in Assam, the BJP is to contest 92 seats. Its allies will fight the rest. The party released 17 candidates' names for phase 3 of the Assam polls, and Chandramohan Patovari is to fight the polls from Dharampur. And in an embarrassment to the Congress in Kerala, the Mahila Congress President Latika Subhas resigned from the post and shaved her head after she was denied a seat. After the candidate list for the April 6 assembly polls was released in New Delhi, the senior leader shaved her head sitting in the front courtyard of the party office as a mark of protest. And even as India administered over 3 lakh vaccines today, India registered a spike of over 25,000 cases in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra has reported over 16,000 cases. Delhi has reported over 400 cases for the 4th consecutive day.
India's COVID cases on the rise. In the last 24 hours, India registered 25,320 cases, the highest daily cases in almost 3 months. The biggest concern are Maharashtra, Kerala and Punjab, which account for 77% of India's total active cases. Maharashtra's worst affected district, Pune, has over 24,000 active cases. In Kerala, Ernakulam has over 4,000 active cases. In Punjab, Jalandhar has over 1,400 active cases. In Maharashtra, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has ordered hotels and restaurants in the state to ensure strict adherence to COVID-19 protocols on their premises and not force the state to enforce drastic measures like a lockdown.
There is a rapid increase in cases in central Maharashtra, eastern and central Maharashtra. This is somewhat worrying because it may be that a new wave of pandemic is starting. The other reasons could be that the people are not taking precautions in those areas and overcrowding is happening in social events and in other marketplaces, etc.
Punjab has shut schools across the state and has imposed night curfews in 8 districts including Ludhiana. Yet, throughout the day, markets witness heavy crowds like these. In Madhya Pradesh, which figures among the 8 states seeing a surge in daily cases, Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan met the Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan today to discuss the COVID situation and the medical infrastructure of the state.
ये बढ़ते हुए केस हमारी चिंता का विषय है। मैं पैनिक नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन मैं आगाह करना चाहता हूँ, सावधान करना चाहता हूँ और आग्रह करता हूँ, निवेदन करता हूँ जनता जनार्दन से कि सावधानी में सुरक्षा, ये मास्क मत हटाइए। मैं नहीं चाहता कि अब लॉकडाउन फिर से लगाने की स्थिति पैदा हो।
The Union Health Secretary has been holding regular review meetings with chief secretaries of states that have been seeing a surge in cases. Several central teams of experts have also been sent to states to assist them in controlling the situation. In New Delhi, this is Sukirti Dwivedi for NDTV.
Meanwhile, former West Indies cricketer Sir Vivian Richards, among top cricketers globally, thanked Prime Minister Modi and India for offering the COVID-19 vaccines in support to Caribbean countries. In a video shared on Twitter by the Indian Embassy in Guyana, of the West Indian players praised this initiative by India.
The opportunity for me to thank for exactly the wonderful contribution that India would have made to our country, which is the vaccine. We thank you so much on behalf of the Antiguan and Barbudan people. We look forward also that in the future, continued relationship. Thank you very much, Prime Minister Modi, and to thank the High Commissioner to our region. We also thank all the people of India for such a kind gesture. Thank you very much.
We're going to go in for a short break. After that, why are the youth flocking to the farmers' protest sites around Delhi? Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, special report. Apple farmers across the north of India are a worried lot. They're coming together to protest what they say are apples grown in Iran being illegally imported and marketed as apples from Afghanistan, a country with which India has a free trade agreement.
Of course, in this situation,
apple farmers of Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand are in Srinagar to join hands with fruit growers of Kashmir to protect India's apple industry from what they claim is an invasion by Iranian apple. The farmers say Iranian fruit is making its way into the Indian market as Afghan apple, which is exempt from import duties.
We are demanding the government of India that this should be stopped immediately, otherwise it is going to ruin the apple economy. They are illegally bringing these apples and evading the import duty also.
लगभग सिर्फ 40 रुपए 45 रुपए किलो यहाँ दिल्ली की मार्केट में उतर रहा है आजकल। इस गैर कानूनी रास्ते से नुकसान हो रहा है भारत सरकार के आयात शुल्क को, और साथ साथ हम जो हिमाचल प्रदेश या जम्मू कश्मीर के किसान बागवान है, उनकी जो आर्थिकी है, रीढ़ की हड्डी है, उसको भी एक बहुत बड़ा नुकसान हमें सहना पड़ रहा है।
Over 18,000 tons of apple has come into the Indian market through Afghanistan route so far this year. Farmers are worried that they may lose market if Iranian apples flood the mandis. Praveen Sharma from Uttarakhand says the fledgling apple growers in his state could bear the maximum brunt as they have small land holdings.
Seeing the challenge that the apple is going to face a challenge because of international players like Iran, who is playing a filthy game of illegal trade. So we have to work together to fight this challenge.
Farmers say off-season import of apple from Afghanistan led to suspicion. Afghanistan has no cold storage facility. An import of apple in the month of February and March, farmers claim, is clear evidence that it's not the Afghan produce that's reaching the Indian mandi.
जो इनका हार्वेस्टिंग पीरियड है वो है सितंबर अक्टूबर, और इस वक्त तो मार्च है, मार्च के अंदर उनके पास ये स्टोरेज फैसिलिटी नहीं है, तो ये से फिर कहां से आ रहा है?
Growers say it is an Iranian apple invasion, and apple growers from Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir and Uttarakhand have formed a joint platform to fight it together. Question is, are private players manipulating India-Afghanistan free trade agreement? In Srinagar, Nazir Masoodi for NDTV.
And now on to the farmers' protests, where several youngsters have kept aside their professional ambitions to stand in solidarity with the farmers' protesters. NDTV's Sonakshi Chakravarti found out, and she met with one of them, a 29-year-old Navkira Nath, who belongs to the Mansa district in Punjab, who has a degree in film studies but has been at the Tikri border for the last 3 months.
Navkira Nath, thank you for speaking to us. You have a story that could inspire many youngsters to really tell them that there is a reason why youngsters are keeping aside their professional ambitions and joining the protesting farmers in solidarity. What inspires you to do this?
I guess this is our moral responsibility. When nothing is going right, we can't sit silently in our homes or in our safe spaces, or it's not like we don't have anything else in our life. It's not like we are velle, but I guess this is more important at the movement which we are doing, because it's not just about the farmers. Even in the past we have witnessed how young people, they don't have basic education, and people like me who are graduated from various colleges or universities, from many prestigious institutes of this country, they don't have any job. They are unemployed, and now here comes the farmers. I'm like, the government is trying to grab their land, or they are trying to monopolize the whole agricultural system. So I think now we can't keep silent anymore.
What is your message to the youngsters? Again, what would you like to tell them?
I have a privilege of growing up in an activist family. I'm seeing farmers protest from the age of say 5, 6, and I also went to jail once in one agitation in Chandigarh and faced custodial beating at that time. So yes, I'm like, we are going through all this from a long time now, and you can say we are Andolanjeevis from a long time. But I guess that's not something like our sole goal in the life, but that's our duty.